going on, everyone? My name is and today we're going to be reviewing Ghostbusters Afterlife. Alright, so this is the sequel to the first and second Ghostbuster films, both of them directed by Ivan Reitman, who returns for this film as a producer while his son Jason is directing this film. When I heard he was going to be directing, I was kind of nervous because I've seen some of Jason's past films. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to pull this off, but when I heard his dad was going to be involved, I thought, okay, maybe the two of them together could make this film fun. It could be as fun as the first two films. It could, leave a lot of great memories for everybody, and hopefully we'll bring the fans together, because I know the other Ghostbuster film did not do well and really divided the fans. Okay, so I saw the trailers. I felt like this is going in the direction I think it should go, and I got excited about it, but I kept my excitement down to a minimum because I didn't want to go into this and come out of this disappointed. Unfortunately, that's what ended up happening. I went into this film thinking it's going to be fun and ended up walking out thinking, what the hell did I just witness? So let's go over this film, shall we? Alright, so the plot for this film focuses on this family that inherited this old house that belonged to Dr. Egon Spengler, played by the late Harold Ramis, who tragically passed away back in 2014. We find out there's a ghost apocalypse that's about to be unleashed, so now it's up to our new team of Ghostbusters to work together to stop these ghosts and save their home before it's too late. So that's the plot without going to spoiler territory. Now, honestly, I didn't have a problem with the first act. I thought, okay, this is not bad. You're introducing us to these characters. There is some mystery going on. I'm very curious to see how it's going to go. But once we get to the second half, that's pretty much where things start to slow down. And not to a crawl, but it starts to slow down to the point that I'm losing interest. I don't really care what's going on. The third act does pick up the pace a little bit, but not enough to get me excited and not enough for me to care what's going to happen. So, yeah, it's a shame. I was really hoping for more from this story, which, it's trying to be a family drama film while trying to be also a Ghostbuster film. And it's not a bad idea to try to combine those two ideas together, but it feels like they keep switching back and forth, and it just, I don't know, I don't really know where this story was trying to go with. The other problem I had with this, and this was probably my major problem with this, was the fact there was so much constant references throughout this whole film. Now, yes, in other films we do get references, but not to this extent. There were so many references throughout this whole film to the point that I was getting so annoyed. I just kept thinking, okay, yes, that was from the other films. We get it. Can we move on from that? So it felt like they were relying so much on those references and didn't try focusing so much on trying to give us an actual story through this film. And I think that really hurt it a lot. So, yeah, the first act had no problem with it, but the second act slows things down. The third act, you just don't really care what's going to happen. It's not as fun as the final act that we get from the other two films. And it's really disappointing. Alright, well, what about the actors? How did they all do with their characters? Well, let me first get this out of the way. Yes, we do get Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson in the film. I was surprised they were all brought in, but, I didn't have a problem with it. It's just a shame that not all four of them were together, but it was still fine. I did enjoy Mckenna Grace, who plays our main character. I thought she did a fantastic job with her role. I love her character. I thought she did so well, and I love the interaction she has with Logan Kim's character, Podcast. The chemistry the two of them have is great. They're working off one another so well, and I really enjoyed how well they did in this film. Same with Paul Rudd. I enjoyed his performance here. He was funny. It was such a blast to see him in this film. Unfortunately, not all the actors did well with their characters because their characters didn't get a lot of screen time. They weren't as memorable as I was hoping they would be. That includes Finn Wolfhard and Celeste O'Connor, both pretty much forgettable in their roles. And it's a shame because we know Finn is funny. We know he's a good actor, but he was just wasted here along with Celeste. And the only thing I remember about their characters is that they're part of the team and they're dating. That's it. I don't remember anything else of them in the film. And again, that's a travesty because again, Finn is funny. He's awesome. Should have worked here. And the other characters, again, I don't remember anything about them. I don't remember what they did. It's a damn shame because you have all these great actors, but you just completely wasted them and only brought them in when they're needed. So, it sucks. But luckily, the other performers from the other actors, they at least did a good job. But it's like, you could have done better with this. You really could have. Alright, so as far as the special effects are concerned, I really did like how they looked in this film. A much better improvement from the last Ghostbusters films. It was actually cool to see these kids using the Ghostbuster gear, mostly because, let's be honest, as a kid, you see this film, the original Ghostbuster film, you want to do that. You want to wear the same outfit and gear that they have just to go after ghosts. We all thought that. Visually, the way the film was shot, I thought was also well done. And the way they shot the kids going after the ghosts and hunting them down, I thought that was actually pretty cool too. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed some of the comedy in this film. As far as the setting is concerned, I think it was good that they had this shot in this town and outside the city, where I think they could do more in this film than you could have in the city. Some of the special effects, I didn't really mind how they looked. I mean, yeah, you could tell they weren't as good as as you were expecting, but I still thought they didn't do a bad job. Not all the jokes landed, but it was still not bad, and I actually enjoy these jokes a lot better than the last film, so yeah, it's a little bit positive there, more than negative. Okay, so Ghostbusters Afterlife. Is it a good film? Is it a bad film? Well, it's not an awesome film, but it's not a horrible film. It's more right in the middle. It's fine. It's much better than the last Ghostbusters film. But it's nowhere near as good as the first one. Not even close to the second one. Which, again, it's a damn shame because I thought with Jason being involved, with his dad being involved, I thought they would follow the same formula as the original film and they would try to recreate it. You could still combine the family drama ideas together with this, but I don't know, it's just like they just want to try doing something different. It just didn't work, and I didn't like the constant references. You just didn't need to do that. The characters, I hate how they wasted so many great actors here. As far as the special effects, music, and everything else, it was still fine. I didn't mind it, but all in all, Ghostbusters Afterlife to me is not a good sequel. It's fine. It's better than the last Ghostbuster film. It's tolerable. It isn't as good as we were hoping for. But then again, I think that's the problem. We were all expecting this film to be great, to be this awesome sequel, that it was going to be as good as the first two films. But in reality, it was never going to be. Yes, we did have the father and son duo working together, but it was clear that Jason wanted to try making this film a little different, trying to make this his own version of Ghostbusters while adding so much references in it, thinking that was going to keep the audience interested. He relied on that. He relied on the nostalgia and the fan service to try making this into a good film. And it's a damn shame because I think this could have been a good sequel. Not awesome like everyone's hoping it was, but I thought it would have been a good film nonetheless. But they tried something here and it just wasn't gonna work. You tried to rely so much on the nostalgia and it was a bad idea. So if you want to check this out for the nostalgia, for being a fan of Ghostbusters, go right ahead. If you want to take your kids to see this, then go right ahead, and maybe they'll like it better than the fans. But is it worth watching on the big screen, or is it better to wait for it to come out on streaming service? I would say wait for it to come out on streaming service so you can watch it and pause it if you don't like it at all. But if you want to check this film out in theaters, judge it for yourself, then go right ahead. But for me, I was not a fan of this film. I was not happy with it. I was hoping for better, but this film was just a waste of time, and I would much rather have saved my money for another film. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have a different opinion about this film, what you think of the other Ghostbuster films, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. hit the subscribe button, check my Facebook page, check my Twitter page, check out T3 Media's channel, subscribe to our channel, because they do videos, and I'll see you next time to give you more love and more entertainment, guys. Until then, take care, be safe, love you all, and goodbye.